I want to talk, my name is Tal, as mentioned, and I started Rusty's, and you're probably thinking to yourself, you all tasted our products here before, and you're probably thinking, then why the hell are you here if your products are still around? Well, what's the deal? But if it actually wasn't for a really random encounter that was out of my control, I wouldn't be here today because I planned on closing my business about 6 months ago. And I want to talk to you guys just about that. So with a raise of hands, how many of you have ever said to a friend, I have a fucking awesome idea for a startup? Raise your hands, guys, come on. Okay, and how many of you were scared to share that idea with friends because you thought they were gonna steal it? Right? Okay. How many of you actually went ahead and did something with that passion of yours and that great idea? Okay, we got some hands, good. So I don't need to tell you guys that it's so difficult and demanding to start your own business. But not only that, you have to be super passionate about what you're about to start. So that's what I did. I was really passionate about creating really delicious products that help promote people's lives to be good to ourselves, others, and the environment. I started Rusty's because I wanted to show that creating healthy, nutritious, and delicious products were possible without additives and added sugars. I wanted to show people that you don't have to compromise on good taste when you're eating healthy, and I wanted to make people more aware of what they're putting into their bodies. I wanted to make it accessible for people that are busy, like all of us, to be able to live that healthy lifestyle, and also make it fun and active, fun and playful to be active. Most importantly, I really wanted to promote local agriculture and show people that becoming conscious consumers is really important for our world. That's why I started Rusty's, which was my heart and passion. I decided to start it and put it in the intersection of health, fitness, and sustainability. Yes, I quit my high-paying, high-tech job in marketing and went on to start this crazy adventure. Well, it didn't quite happen that way. 27 years old with a big vision of changing the world. But this is a jar of Rusty's. Do you know what it takes to make this jar? So let's talk about sourcing the ingredients for this product. I must have called 30 different nut guys and got prices for all of the raw ingredients possible in the world. Then I actually had to make this product, right? So I bought some machines. Those are my first machines that were in my car. And after that, I had to find a place to produce it, right? Because I can't make it in my own house. So I found a little place that let me produce in their factory. And I was working there for about 1.5 years, slaving away. And then overnight, I was actually told that I could no longer produce there. So I this is a picture from the factory. So I set up shop in my parents' basement. I don't know if you can see, this is a kid's chair. I sat on that for about 7 months producing Rusty's. I thought this was going to be really temporary. I told my mom, Mom, 1 month, I'm here, and I'm out of here. I'm going to find a new manufacturer, don't worry. It took me 7 fucking months to find a factory. And the reason for that is because my products are allergens. Most factories wanted a really big minimum order that I simply couldn't get to. And let's not even start talking about all the kosher certifications. So, I have a product, it looks great. I had to find a designer to design the logo and then figure out what needs to go on the label and then find a good printer at a good price because, you know, we gotta check the cost of goods sold and make sure that we're on track. And now I have to get this product to you. So I built a website, but actually in my case I made 2 because I wasn't sure if I should use Wix or Shopify, so I tried both. And then I wanted to get these products into stores. So I bought a car. And then I got some boxes. And with that I had to get some spoons and some really cool memorabilia and start making nut sacks and start promoting my products, right? Great, so things looked up and then I said, any store that will ever want to hold my product, I'm driving to, even if it meant going all the way to the Kinneret for someone who was interested, maybe, to buy my product. And so I drove all the way there, sold some products, and then I realized I actually have to get paid for these products. So I had to chase these people down. And really soon, I found myself overwhelmed, completely exhausted, and overworked. I was doing all this all by myself. I spent months looking for a manufacturer. I drove over 1,231 kilometers every month between all the stores I was selling to. I did tastings. I spent almost every Friday, doing tastings and selling jars just to hit targets. Even if it meant staying up all night and producing and labeling jars, I was going to do it because I wanted to sell. Really quickly, I was totally worn out. Every month, with me doing all of this myself, my heartbeat started getting slower and slower, and my passion deteriorated completely. Until one night, I was missing another friend's birthday party because I was at the manufacturer, and he just informed me that he's going to stop producing my products in May because I wasn't making the minimums. And I was driving home, and I got a phone call from one of the store owners who said to me that she received products that were leaking all over her store, and she wanted me to pick up all the products and take them away. I got home that night and said to my husband, that's it. I can't do it anymore, I'm closing. I was getting returns, customers were complaining, my product wasn't up to par, my manufacturer wasn't working, and I was doing all this by myself. It was just too much. Lucky for me, 2 days after deciding that I was going to close my business, I actually got a WhatsApp message from a potential investor who really liked the vision I started off with and kind of forgot about, remember that? And he gave me a second chance. Remember in the beginning we were talking about passion when starting a business? Well, if you don't, it's really sorry. Yeah, where was I? Where was passion, right. So remember we were talking about passion when building a business? If you lose that passion, you'll eventually find yourself asking, what the hell am I doing here at 2 o'clock in the morning, relabeling jars from the manufacturers just to go drop off products down south tomorrow for someone who ordered the jars about 3 months ago, okay? And that's when I faced the decision that I just can't do it, because where was I and where was my vision of creating an amazing brand helping change people's lives? For every minute I spent on the road, I'm going to give this little thing to you guys. For every minute I spent on the road or labeling jars or doing anything that had nothing to do with my brand, I was actually losing sight of what my vision was. So, a few of the last things that I just want to share with you guys. There's really no way to deal there's really no way in dealing with with the everyday nonsense of the business. And there's things that you really have to do. But you have to remember that you, as an entrepreneur, have to remember the passion and the reason why you're doing what you're doing to begin with. Because once you lose sight of that, really quickly, you're going to be run to the ground, totally worn out, and you're going to want out completely out of your business. Not only that, you can't continue doing this all by myself, which is what I did for 5 whole fucking years. Only now I've built a team that's allowing me to be able to get to where I am right now. And someone smarter than me once said, bring people who are bigger than you to your business, because if you do so, you will build a business of giants. And that's, right now, I'm finally getting to the place where I'm enjoying my business. I'm actually creating new products to help promote healthy lifestyle. I'm creating education through sustainable practices, doing local events and workshops and trail cleanups, and that's it. And this is for you guys for today. If any of you want to buy some of our jars and promote our fucking awesome business, you got a code.
We're going to do questions now. So, first of all, I want us to give another round of applause to Tal.
It's really scary.
It's super scary to be out here. It's super scary to be vulnerable. You are amazing. And I can also say firsthand, I'm really not just saying this, I have tried the Rusty Nuts. It's completely addicting. I highly recommend it. Sea salt is by far my favorite flavor. So, amazing job. So, it's question and answer time, and I will kick off with the first question. So, knowing everything that you know now, what would you have done differently at the beginning that you could have wish you could have taken back?
I think the most important part is you know, it's really easy. I was saying that it's really easy to get lost in all these little itty bitty things of the business and kind of forget about the vision and the reason and just look at numbers. So first of all, I think I would try to find more time to do things that are helping me with my passion. And I think I should have stopped earlier and hired people or created a team that surrounded me to be able to actually free myself up of time from producing, from driving, from whatever nonsense I had to do. So. Building a team, very important.
Very important. Do we have any questions from the audience? Yes.
How do you feel like the moment you got a call to come and pick up your fucking products?
I can't even. So when I was writing this, I actually I used to take videos of myself. I have never published any of these. It's really embarrassing. But there's videos when I kind of looked back to see like what were those feelings, because you forget, you know, like it's really easy to all of a sudden forget about everything you've gone through, and it was so devastating. Like I knew everyone in this I know everyone in this country and every factory and every place that produces anything, because I went to everyone, and it was like the most heart-wrenching thing in the world, knowing that like I have competitors who are taking up, you know, the shelf space, and that I'm just here like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. Like, how is it possible? I had this vision, and why isn't it working? Like, so frustrating. I can't even imagine. It's horrible.
In the way back, yeah.
Thank you very much for your story. I have a question. Why didn't you think you made a team from the very beginning? Why did you think you could succeed without a team?
So I'll repeat the question. Why didn't you get a team from the beginning? Yeah, Tal.
Yes, come on. So it's interesting, because when you have your own vision, it's really hard to, unless you're starting it with someone, it's really hard to get someone on the same level as you and knowing that they want the same things. And also in the beginning, you can't really pay anyone, so you're like, I guess I'll do it myself. Like, I guess I'll do everything by myself because I can't pay someone and I can't do this. So, you know, you're kind of allocating what's the best use of your time versus, you know, like money kind of thing. And I had teammates, I had people helping me in different times, but it was always something that was temporary. And I really think that getting a team or finding a partner that can help you kind of alleviate some of the stresses and also be with you at the bad times. Like, my parents, I slaved my parents. Like, seriously, they're sitting right there. They're awesome. They were up at night with me. They were up with me on really late nights, seeing how, like, I don't even know what that word in English is.
Frustrated.
Yeah, but like frustrated doesn't even explain. Like it's not. Like I was so metuskelet, you know, like mamash, and it was and you surrounding yourself with people that can lift you up is super important, because I was willing to give up so many times, and it was really also like, sorry I'm rambling, but it was also my like community and people who were writing me messages saying like, thank God I have you, because now my kid is willing to eat something that's healthy and I feel good that I'm giving my kid something that he likes. So getting those messages was really inspiring, but, you know, like, I was so metuskelet. I was so metuskelet. And you surrounding yourself with people that can lift you up is super important, because I was willing to give up so many times, and it was really also like, sorry I'm rambling, but it was also my like community and people who were writing me messages saying like, thank God I have you, because now my kid is willing to eat something that's healthy and I feel good that I'm giving my kid something that he likes. So getting those messages was really inspiring, but a lot of times you forget those messages and you're just kind of like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm selling nut butter and like, I'm making it myself. Like, this is stupid, you know?
Okay, one more question. You ready for it? Yes. All right, good one. Yeah.
More on the business side, with all the ups and downs of your business, how long did it actually take you to be profitable?
Okay, I'll repeat the question. How long did it take you to become profitable?
So I always get that question, and it's really funny because you're like, well, what's profitable, right? Because like, did I take a salary? Did I do this, you know? So I now have an investor, which is really amazing because it's letting me grow and be able to do things that I wasn't able to before. I am generating a lot of revenues, but I'm also buying a lot of machines, so kind of everything is going back into the business. But it's growing.
Okay, thank you so much, Tal.